This is the Beautiful Branch Book Show, where we talk about books, and just books. Hosted by Dr. Omobabinrin Adeola, having author after author come to talk about different aspects of life based on what they've written in their books, and to inspire people to read more books and write more books. Showing every other Sunday, live on Facebook at Omobabinrin Adeola. Hi guys, good evening and happy Sunday. It's so nice to be here today. It's another episode of the Beautiful Branch, the Beautiful Branch Book Show. I keep mixing both together, the Beautiful Branch Book Show. Yes, and I'm really excited to have a wonderful woman as my guest today. Is Omobabinrin Adeola Osideko. Yes. Thank you so much, sis, for agreeing to be on the show. I'm really excited and honored. Thank you. And thank you, Facebook family. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for joining us today. It's another episode, the 10th episode, to be precise. It's been author after author on the book show, and it's been value-packed episode after episode. So today, I believe it's going to be another exciting episode, another exciting time, and you're going to get so much value. You're going to have an amazing time with us on the discussion today. So I'll be discussing with the author of a beautiful book, Building Great Relationships. Building Great Relationships. Building Great Relationships. So we wouldn't want to stay for so long before we start. Yes, time is money. So I believe that other people will join us as we go on. So who is my guest? Usually, that's the first thing I do. I would like you to meet my guest. So I'll read our profile quickly from this end so that you know that we are speaking, or I'm speaking with somebody of high caliber today. Yes. Omobabinrin Adeola Osideko is a graduate of University of London, where she obtained an MSc in accounting. She's also a chartered accountant in UK and Canada. Her passion for writing, teaching, and public speaking is what launched her into what she does presently. Adeola is a personal development coach who specializes in 4 major areas: emotional intelligence, self-series, personal development, and public speaking. She is also a coach, training consultant, branding expert, a writer, and a published author. Adeola has coached over 10,000 young people on these 4 major areas. She has spoken in various trainings and conferences on personal development, both on local and international platforms, while she kept improving on her over 4 years experience and skills. She has 5 books written to her credits. She's an amazing branding expert who has taught over 1,000 people how to build a strong and reputable brand. and make money from it. She's an international speaker and the licensed organizer of TEDx Bingaville. She is married and blessed with 3 children. So that's my guest today, an amazing woman doing great things to the glory of God. She has written 5 books. We'll be looking at the first book. Yes, we're looking at her first book. I could sense the excitement, should I say the sentiment? Yes, about that first book. So I'm really excited to share with her or to have a discussion with her about this very first book of hers. Yes, building great relationships. And I believe that when it comes to relationship matters, we are all relational beings. God has created us to relate with people. He did not create us to live alone or to live in isolation. There is no how you're going to do it. You have to relate with people in one way or the other. If you're going to succeed in life, you must know how to manage your relationships properly. So I'm really excited to talk about the book today. Thanks again, Sister Adeola. Thank you very much for joining me on the show today. So I believe you have heard the profile I read, but I would like us to hear from the horse's mouth. It's a book show, quite all right. But before we go into the book, I usually like to, have a little discussion about the person behind the book. It's somebody that wrote the book. The book did not just surface. So, and I know that there is 1 or 2 things that we can actually gain from the authors. And that's why I'm usually particular about, okay, let's first of all talk about you a little bit. Yes, so tell us a bit about what you do. Yes, I would like us to hear from the horse's mouth.
Okay, before I do that, please just give me 1 minute. I would love to share this
Okay,
video in my group as well so that we will
all right.
have a larger audience.
Yes. So while she does that, if you're watching, kindly leave us a comment. Let's know where you're watching from. Let's know that you can hear us clearly and that you can see us clearly. I would love that feedback while we are getting set to start the real talk. So let's know in the comment section. Kindly drop a comment. Tell us you can hear us clearly. Tell us you can see us clearly.
Okay. All right. Good evening, Dr. Molola, and good evening, viewers at home. Thanks so much for this privilege to review this book on your platform. And I want to say very big kudos to you for the good work you're doing in terms of preserving our culture of reading, because gradually it's fading away because of technology, innovation, and all of that. But I'm actually very glad here. I'm very glad to be here today. So just like she has mentioned, my name is Omobabinrin Adeola Osideko. I am a personal development coach and a branding expert. And I started this whole journey I started in 2015. But along the line, I was worried and I took a long break. But by the grace of God, I came back to it fully in 2018. So my first book is Building Great Relationships. And that book was born out of my passion to see people get it right in their various relationships. Because I discovered that a lot of times we put more of our attention on just the romantic relationship. When I say romantic relationships, I talk about courtship, I talk about the one they call dating, and of course marriage. Those are the romantic relationships we have. And you discover that most of the time when you even hear the word relationship, the first thing that comes to your mind is just the romance relationship. But in the true sense of it, relationship is more than that. We have so many platonic relationships today that we need to maintain as humans if we actually want to live successfully on earth. So that is just the brief introduction. I don't know if you would like me to say any other thing.
Yes, thank you very much. Now, I would like us to, I know you're a woman of many parts, in fact, reading your profile alone tells us that you are into so many things. Like basically, you are a busy woman. I would like you to share with us how you're able to, manage everything. I'm a busy woman too. Like I'm very busy, so I understand. Or maybe I could just, pick your brain a little bit, and maybe some people watching too can pick your brain. So how do you do it? Like, what drives you? So I think it's a two-part question. What drives you to keep doing what you're doing? And then how are you able to pull everything off, right?
Yeah. Okay, what drives me is just simple. It's as simple as impact.
Mm.
I am choleric. I am more of choleric and a little bit of sanguine for people that understand personality. Uh, I am. Let me just say I'm like 70% choleric and 30% sanguine. The sanguine part of me is the funny part of me, where I laugh, I joke, and love that. My sense of humor and that. But the choleric part of me is dominance. Everywhere I am, I want to be noticed. I want to have an impact. When I leave, I want you to feel that there is something that is missing. There's someone that is missing here. So that impact is what drives me to do whatever I do. Whether at my because I'm in a paid employment, whether in my paid employment or in my own personal pursuits, I always want to show a landmark. So it's all about impact. I want to be like when people when people talk about their success story, I want my name to feature there. I want to help people. I want to impact people in terms of skill, knowledge, expertise. Anyhow, I just want to be sure that I am able to make an impact, if not in the life of everybody, at least a reasonable number of people. So that has been my drive from the beginning. And the way I manage my daily activities to be able to get results, I don't even know. Okay, let me just talk about the number one is I'm a very spontaneous person. When I want to do something, I do it now. I do it now. Now I don't postpone it. I'm not a procrastinator. I don't procrastinate. If I want to do something, I do it now, right now, and that's why wherever I go with my notepad, I go with my phone, I go with things that I can use to write down because whatever idea is coming to my head, I want to pour it down immediately. So I'm a very spontaneous person. That's number one. Number two, I outsource. I outsource. I think most women need to learn that because in this modern age, you still see a lot of people with all this myopic mindset of, oh, I can't outsource this. Oh, I have to do this by myself. I used to be like that before, but because I understand that you need to pay more attention to the things that are important, and things that are not
Right.
important or maybe we won't say they are not important, they are less important, or things that other people can handle for you. You can outsource it, and with that, you can get a balance.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. That's powerful. Impact. Impact. Yes, that should drive us. We are on earth to impact lives. We are on earth to leave a mark. God did not send us to the earth to occupy space or just to occupy space. He created each one of us for a purpose. And I think that should, ring a bell or drive home a point to everyone listening to this. We are here for impact. Whatever God has, inputted in us, we must do it with all passion. And then knowing that time waits for no man. Yes, time waits for no man. We must charge at whatever it is that we need to do. Thank you so much for sharing that. I love the part of outsourcing. Yes, I love the part of outsourcing. If not, you won't be able to achieve everything that you want to achieve as a person. So that's very, very important. Yes, now that we have looked a bit at the person behind the book, it's time to dig into the book. Yes, it's time to dig in to the book. And first, I would like us to, look at what relationships are generally. What's the importance of relationship? What's the importance of, managing your relationships? What's the importance of building your relationships like they should be built?
Okay, so relationship is human connection in the simplest definition. Relationship is human connection, what brings us together as human being. And okay, please give me 1 minute. 1 minute, please.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you everyone that has left a comment. Thank you, Oluwatose, Mbeka, Charlotte. Thank you very much, guys, for joining. Yes, thank you.
Okay, I am back. Thank you. Sorry for the breaking transmission. So relationship is what brings us together as human. And just like one of my role models will say, Reverend Felix Funke Adejuma will say that from the womb to the tomb, you need people. From the cradle to the grave, you need people. And you know, she made an illustration one time in one of our messages where she said, even if you gave birth to yourself, or let's even assume you fell from heaven, nobody gave birth to you, and you went to school just alone, like you are the only one in the class. You did not have a teacher, it's just you teaching yourself, and you know, you got married to yourself, you did everything yourself, nobody was involved in your life. By the time you die, because your corpse will be smelling everywhere, they will want to pity you and put you inside the grave. So that means, in a nutshell, what she's trying to say is that you need people. We need people to survive. You cannot go to school alone. You can't do a business alone. You need employees to work with you. You cannot marry yourself. You need to marry people. You cannot go to church alone. You need people around you, in your neighborhood, in your workplace, everywhere you go, you need people. And that is why relationship is a very crucial part of our life that we cannot just neglect and say, oh, I don't want to have anything to do with this part of my life. It's actually key because all of our success is built on relationships.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now, I want us to look at the third chapter of your book. Okay, the money matters in relationship. I want you to share with us how do you handle money matters? How do you, like handle money properly so that it doesn't destroy your relationships? How do you set boundaries and whatever it is that money has to do with our relationships?
Okay, when I started this live video, I said most of the time when we hear the word relationship, as an average African or woman, what comes to our mind is romantic relationships, which are boyfriend and girlfriend, dating, courtship, marriage, and all of that. But relationship is more than that. And whenever you have a connection with someone, there's already a relationship. A work colleague, there's a relationship between your boss at work, your customers, your clients. Everywhere you go, you meet people and you build relationship with them. In your neighborhood, even if you don't greet them, they are still your neighbor, and you have a kind of relationship. In fact, in the civil law, you hold them a duty of care. There is a civil law that asks that demand that you hold your neighbor a duty of care. You know, when something bad wants to happen there, you should be able to pay attention. You should be able to see to it and say, oh, what is it there? You know, something like that. So someone can actually sue you. A neighbor can actually sue you for I think it's law of court or something. I can't really remember. I did it in school when I was in school. So a neighbor can actually sue you for negligence of duty because you owe that neighbor a duty of care. So that is not where I'm even going. Where I'm going is this. This is the book. Okay, this is the book, Building Great Relationships, and we have 10 chapters in the book. Quickly, I will run through the title of the 10 chapters, and I will now focus on the chapter 3 that you talked about. So chapter 1 is what is relationship? Chapter 2 is communication etiquette. Chapter 3 is money matters in relationship. Chapter 4 is relationship management. Chapter 5 is building trust in relationships. Chapter 6 is handling criticism. Chapter 7 is self-love, self-esteem, and self-confidence. Chapter 8 is a brief insight into emotional intelligence. Chapter 9 is the magic words. And chapter 10 is living a successful life. Please, 1 minute, let me take water. I think they have not eaten.
Please go ahead. All right. If you have any questions as she goes ahead with the review, kindly drop them in the comment section so that we can answer them before the show is over.
So I am going to be talking about the most the best of my chapters in this book, which is chapter 3. And why did I say is actually the best chapter for me in this book, is that this is a very particular area that most of the time we refuse to talk about as humans. We sweep it under the carpet. We don't want to talk about it, even in marriages, in dating relationship, in work relationship, customer and the business vendor relationship, various relationships we have. Friendship, yes, friendship. Because I know money matter is a big problem, especially in friendship. And this is something we don't want to talk about. And to think that this is one of the major reasons why so many of our relationships break today. Money. Yoruba will say something, they say, now, money matters in relationship is talking about how do you manage that part, that money part in relationships? How do you manage it? Money is a very sensitive part of our life. Everybody wants money, apart from me. Me, I don't want money. if you
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
I don't want to. Well, I'm actually an Ijabu woman, anyway, but me, I don't like money. My own Ijabu doesn't like money. Okay, so
Really?
that's just by the way. So, everybody likes money. We all like money because, money is a means of exchange. We use it to buy things we want. We use it to, Yoruba. Sorry, I'm a typical African woman. That's why my name is Omobabinrin, not Princess. So I'm going to be giving you some Yoruba illustration to back up my presentation. So,
lovely.
Oh, I've actually forgotten what I want to talk about. Okay, I'll remember later. So money is actually very crucial in relationship. And the way you manage money will determine how long your relationships with people will last. If you want your relationship to last very well with people, you need to be able to manage money very well. Now, let me just go straight to the point. In this book, I talked about two sets of people. I talked about lenders and borrowers. I said, dear lender, there are so many things you have to put in consideration when you want to lend people money. Because money is a very sensitive area of our life. You cannot afford to joke with it. Because, at times, if you're not careful, you will lose two things. You will lose your money and you will lose that relationship. And there are some relationships that ordinarily, you are not supposed to lose them because of just money. And that's why you need to be careful, even as a lender. You need to be careful. There are so many things you have to put in consideration when you are lending people money. And in this book, I wrote some of the things that work for me personally in terms of lending people money. And number one thing that worked for me in terms of lending people money is do not lend anybody any money that you cannot afford to part with. Do not, I repeat, do not lend anybody any money you cannot afford to part with. Now, if I approach you and say, oh, doctor, I need 500,000. I want to use it to do business. I want to use it to pay my school fees or whatever, for whatever reason. Now, in your heart, in the heart of your heart, if you know that you can leave that 500,000 for me, if by default, if I refuse to pay, just forget about it. You won't ask me again. Then go ahead and lend me 500,000. But if you know in your heart of hearts that if this person refuses to pay this money, I can't let go, it will be a problem, then it's better you don't lend them that money. Personally, if I want to lend you any money, even if I want to lend you 1 million, it's something I already budgeted in my heart that you're not going to pay that money. I've already concluded in my mind you are not going to pay that money. That's the way it works for me, because I treasure relationships. I don't know why, and that's why this is my first book. And I don't just trash relationship anyhow. Before I will say I am no longer with this person, then you should know that it has really gotten to a point where my life is threatened. I try as much as possible to preserve my relationship. I cherish people. I admire people. I don't want them to just walk away from my life because I don't know where I would need their help tomorrow. So that's number one rule. Anybody you cannot part with, do not lend people. Now, if I am coming to you to borrow 500,000 and you know that it is only 50,000 you can part with and you will not feel any itch, then go ahead and lend me 50,000. So as I'm giving you that 50,000, I'm telling myself, Adeola, this person is not going to return this money and I'm good. because I don't know how to go and meet people and say, my money you are owing me. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to ask people for money. So it's whatever I can part with that I will give you. That's number one. Then number two is that when someone wants to lend money from you, you need to be sure they have the capacity to pay that money back. Except you're deceiving yourself. Some people are not working. And they say, hey, please, quickly give me 10,000. I will give you at the end of the month. Which work are you doing that you want to use to pay money at the end of the month? It's not just about the end of the month. It's about how are you going to pay me? So if you are not sure that person has a stable source of livelihood, do not lend them money. That's the truth. Because just like I said, eventually you will not be able to get that money back, and you will also lose the relationship. Because if you are asking for the money too much, they'll say, what is it? Is it not just 20,000? What is it? Is it not just 5,000? Don't kill me. You even have the capacity to even leave the money and not collect it again. You know, people can be very funny when it comes to exchange of money. That is number two. And number three. Okay. Let me just go. I'm coming. Number three is you can also ask, like, what do you want to use this money to do? You can ask question. Anyone you are asking question about what they want to use the money to do, and they're not feeling comfortable to explain, you don't deserve to lend them that money. Or you don't have the right to lend them that money, or they don't deserve to get that money from you. If you want to borrow money from me, I have the right to know what you want to use my money to do. Because from that, I will be able to know whether you will be able to pay back or not. Because someone can just come to you and borrow money for gambling, and probably with the intention that, I put 10,000, I will get 20,000. And at the end of the day, the person lose the money. I cannot lend you money to go and gamble. That one is not possible because I'm not an insurance company. So if you want to lend money, it's true. I don't have such risk level to say, God, I would not be praying in my room. God, let this person win. Let them call his number. I can't be doing that. So I want to be sure that whatever you're using my money for is something that is legit. It's something that is right. Okay. Do you want to continue, or we should just stop at that?
You can go on. Okay, so share with us as much as you want.
Let me just talk about the borrower. I've talked about the lender. Now of course, we have so many things. You know, this is just a book review. I can't go through everything at the time. Now, I said, dear borrower, once you borrow money from a loved one, you change the dynamics and you shift the power in relationship. A borrower is like, I won't call him a servant or a slave. I will call him, you are the mercy, your lender.
Right.
You are the mercy of your lender. So before you approach someone to borrow money, be sure that you actually need that money. Because there is a shift. There's a shift. There's a shift. There's a shift in the way I perceive you when you come and lend money from me. There's a shift if you don't pay me back and I just let it. Because of course I've said whatever I cannot part with, I can't give it to you. And maybe you default and we still continue our relationship. There's already a shift. So before you borrow money from people, be sure that you actually need that money. You know, people borrow money for very stupid reasons. Yeah. Reasons like, I want to buy Asho Ebi. Reasons like, I do something in my office. They say we should come and I need transport money. Reasons like, I want to do birthday. Reasons like stupid reasons. I've seen someone that came to come and, in fact, don't even let me go into that story. Don't let me even go into that story. Now, that's for the borrower. Now, another thing is that when you're borrowing money from someone, you don't have the right to gauge their capacity of lending you that money. You're not in a position to tell the person whether they are capable or not. You know, when some people come to you to lend money, they're like, you have money now. You that you are the bank manager of GTB, you have money now. How much is 200,000? No. You are not in a position to tell that person whether he has money or not. You are not my account officer. You don't know anything about my finances. So you can't conclude I have money. You should approach me with an open mind that, I need help. Not that you will now be saying, I have money. I am the president of Nigeria. You can't be too sure that I have money.
Right.
People have in various financial involvements, things they use their money to do, investments. People have school fees of children they are paying and all of that. They have things they're doing, projects, building projects, mortgage and all of that. So you cannot just conclude, that person has money now. You should be able to help me. And okay, finally on the dear borrower, finally, when you borrow money, return it. And then don't let me come here and tell you that I don't borrow money. I borrow. Because that is just it. You don't have to come here and say, no, in my life, since the day they have born me, I've never borrowed money before. Is that one true? That one is not true now. Even if it is, give me 500 a day, I don't have to, it's still borrowing money. Now, the long and short of it is when you borrow money from people, please return it. Because the rule is for me, once I lend you money and you refuse to pay, that's the end. There is nothing that can happen on heart that you come to me that, even when the money is flowing on my head, I won't give you. If you are telling me, I've seen people that will come to me and say, I need help. Give me money, help me, assist me. Because when you're borrowing money from people and you're not returning it, there's a lot of things going on. Integrity. Integrity issue. Honesty. Faithfulness. What else? Keeping to your word. I will give you next month. Some people even say, is it not just 5,000? Is it not 5,000? You cannot just give me. No. Give me money is different from lend me money. Exactly. If you are lending money, you have the obligation to return that money, even if they are billionaires and they have money in every part of their in their home. You still have the obligation to return that money. And you should also note that if someone says no to you, that does not make them your enemy. I have seen cases where I go and meet someone for help and they say, oh no, I cannot assist at this point. I also have this. Don't not say, he's a bad person. You can never tell what that person is also going through. Even if it is true, even if it is a lie, the most important is that they are able to communicate in a very polite way. Okay, I think that is under the dear lender. Dear lender, you are not going to be giving anybody money. Please be polite about it. Don't insult them. Don't relegate them. Don't use awful words on them. Don't say, am I the one that sent you message? No. I'm sorry. At this point, I'm also doing some projects, or I also have some financial commitments. I'm so sorry, I won't be able to help. So be polite. So when people are good enough to be polite in explaining that they don't have money, don't take it to heart and say, she's a bad person. She just bought a car last year. You can never tell whether the car is even a loan. You're not sure.
I wonder.
So don't take it to heart when people say no to you. You can get 3 no's from someone, and eventually you will get a yes that will even turn everything around. So that is just that
was a blast. I love that chapter 2 already. Yes, I love it. I've had my own share of experiences too with people, coming to meet me. I need help, and then it progresses to, okay, lend me the money. In fact, I have a number of people that I can count that actually asked me to lend them money, and they never returned the money. And they started running around.
They will be running around, and at the end of the day, you will not get business on your money. You get so many. They will block you. They will cut phone off you. So many things. I know so many people have their fair share of that. So,
so thank you so much for sharing that.
We have to talk about it.
Yes, we all need to read this book. We all need to get a copy of this book. I'm telling you sincerely, we all need to get a copy of this book. Let me see which other topic really strikes me. Let's talk about trust. How do we build trust in relationships?
Okay, trust is one of the key elements of relationship. I can't be your friend if I don't trust you. I can't be your wife if I don't trust you. You can't be my employee if I don't trust you. I can't put you in charge of my business if I don't trust you. And one funny thing about trust is it takes a lot of time to build. It's not something that you just come about one day. When I meet you today, I won't trust you immediately. I don't know you. You don't know me. I don't even know where you're from. I don't know anything about you. I don't know your character, your attitude. I don't know your personality. I don't know anything about you. So it is a gradual process. By the time we start talking, we start relating, we start working together, we start doing things together, we start discussing, and I begin to know a bit of you. By the time you say something today, and that same thing, you have a reason to repeat it in the next 6 months, and it's still the same thing you're saying. There's a hadith that says, if you're saying the truth, you don't need to remember anything. If I'm telling you the truth, if I tell you the truth, that I'm the one that wrote this book. When next you ask me, I don't need to start saying, it's like I told that, I'm not sure whether I told that. You don't need to remember anything. If you ask me tomorrow, if you ask me next year, if you ask me 2050, Adeola, are you the one that wrote this book? It's very simple and straightforward. Yes. I don't need to start cracking my brain to remember the way I told you that day. So, all these things are things that build trust. When you keep to your words, when your words are not changing, when your words are not fluctuating, when you did not say A today and next tomorrow you're saying B, when you don't show a picture online and you're something else offline. A lot of people, I just look at them and I'm like, you say you're my friend, but when I see you online, I see someone entirely. But by the time you come offline and we became friends together, I see another you. I won't trust you. I won't trust you. The real you that you portray online, or the real you that I know you to be offline, is the real you I want to see online. By the time there is a discrepancy between you online and offline, there's a problem. So, consistency in your words, in your action, and in your deed. Those are the three things that build trust. When your hair is A, some people say, in Yoruba, they will say, when they tell you that when they say good morning, you better go and check outside whether it's good morning.
Exactly, or it's nice.
Because you might not be sure it's actually morning. It's like 5 p.m. And be like that. Very manipulative, very unworthy, not count on their word. A lot of people, I have quite a number of fan base on social media. And most of the time, when people come to me and they try to comment what I'm doing, there's this thing that is constant in everything they say. Of course, I have like 3 or 4 things that are constant. Number one is they say my smile is contagious. That one is constant. A lot of people used to say that. Number 2, they will say my energy is contagious. Like the way I hold down my energy. There's no way you will be behind or beside me. You will not be infected with my energy. That's number 3. But one thing people also talk about is my realness. The way I am offline is the way I am online. It's like most of the time when people meet me for the first time, I ask them, when you met me the last time, what can you say about the me you met and the me you used to see online? They were like, oh, no difference. The way you talk, the way you crack, the way you were outspoken, no pretense, you're real. So all of those things are what build trust. Now, just like I said that, it takes time to build trust. It doesn't take any time to break trust. Just one thing. You don't need to do 10 things for me before I don't trust you again. Just one thing.
Right.
I send you to buy this water bottle for me in the market. I gave you 1,000 naira. And you bought it, and I asked you, 1,000 naira. You said, it's 1,000 naira. In fact, I had to beg that woman. And she said that it's 1,500. I was the one begging her. I said, collect 1,000 now. You share 1,000. Good. And maybe sometimes later, you were talking and you cannot even remember that you told me it's 1,000. And you just said, that was I saw it cheap that day. I bought it 700 naira. Man, I can never believe you. That's just that one deed has broken whatever trust you have built for years. Because I won't want to recommend it somewhere and you're spoiling my image, you're spoiling my reputation. Because for me, my brand is very important to me. Maybe because I'm a branding expert anyway. I don't joke with my brand. I don't joke with my name. I don't joke with my reputation. Though a lot of people say the way I call my name. They say, a lady actually invited me for a television program last week in Nigeria when I came to Nigeria. And she was like, when she watched one of my videos, she was like, who is this woman? The way she called her name. That my name is very, very important to me. So I will not want you to go and spoil my name somewhere. I want to be sure
That's
whoever
it.
I'm recommending to work is genuine and is
Mm,
true. So those are the
mm,
things that build that makes up trust in relationship.
right. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. Trust is very expensive. I would like to say that trust is expensive. You earn it over time. It's not something that you get, like over the shelf. And that's why we must be people of integrity. We must protect how we come off to people. We must be trustworthy no matter what. We must be trustworthy. And just like as we're talking, it just occurred to me that even in the issue of business, like I would like to just dive into business relationships. Like we already know that the way the world is going now, it's relationship marketing that is doing the work. If you're going to, before someone can
Doing
buy
the
from
work.
you, yeah, exactly. There are so many vendors online. There are so many people doing the same thing that you're doing. But for somebody to decide to buy from you, most times it's because they trust you. They have come to that level of looking at, like, I'm into network marketing, for instance, and so many people that have joined my team did so because they trust me, because I am telling them the truth. I have they know me from way back. They know who I am. They know that when I'm saying I got this, it is what I got. Not that I'm exaggerating. I will tell you exactly what is the nitty gritty of what I am showing you. You understand? So, and I sell stuff to people buy from me because I can sense it that they decide to buy from me, because many people, they will be like, okay, I actually saw this product somewhere, but I'm going to buy from you. Why? Because they trust
I'm
me
going to
that
buy
I'm not
from
going to
you.
give them. Yes. So because they trust me to an extent. So I believe strongly that trust is something we should not joke with. We should build trust and do nothing to destroy the trust that people have in us. Yes. So thank you
No.
so much for putting that in that book. Yes, it's very important. Trust and relationships, they go hand in hand. They can't be separated. Like, it's not possible. It is not possible.
Exactly.
Okay, let me give you a blank check. What other aspect of the book do you want to talk to us about? Let me just let
Okay.
you.
Yeah. Apart from, okay, there's this particular part I would love to talk about. It's in chapter 10.
Okay.
Chapter 10 is living a successful life, I guess. Living a successful life. Now, in that chapter, I talked about three principles of gratitude. Gratitude is one
Mm,
of the key components of relationship building too, because a lot of people have lost valuable relationships because they are feeling entitled. We see a lot of write up on social media talking about the entitlement mentality. And this thing
mentality.
is really sink deep into our system. Entitlement mentality from friend to friend, because you're rich, they expect some kind of things from you, even when they have no
Right.
idea of the way you're living your life. Entitlement
Mm-hmm.
mentality from children to parents, entitlement mentality from parent to children. In old
Right.
age, you see a lot of parents mount pressure on their children to do this,
Mm-hmm.
to do that, even when it's not convenient for those children. Entitlement mentality from siblings. You are my sister. You hold me a duty of care. You should be able to pay my school fees. You are this, you are that.
Mm,
Entitlement mentality from every nooks and cranny of the world.
mm,
So I talk about gratitude as a medicine for that. And instead
mm,
of you to be entitled to someone's wealth, to someone's influence, when you see some people, they will just approach me as if I have a community of 19,000 people. I'm bringing 19,000 people together. I can tell you it's not a joke. It's a whole lot of
mm,
work, commitment, content creation, investment. At times I have to part with money. I have to do live videos. I have to design graphic flyers. I have to invest hugely. So 19,000 members is not a joke. It's not just that I just
mm.
sat down one day and
At all.
so
At
some
all.
people will just approach me. Good afternoon, Minta. They'll just send a flyer. Help me post this flyer. And I'll be like, who are you? Where are you coming
I
from?
wonder.
I don't know you. I don't have a relationship with you. You have never,
Mm,
I have never come in contact with you in any way, you know, and you're just barging into me as if you are entitled to my platform. It shouldn't be like
mm,
that. So, in this principle of gratitude, I talked about three principles of gratitude. Number one is recognition. Number two is remembering, and number three is reciprocate. Now, those
mm,
are the three R's: recognize, remember, and reciprocate. Recognize, remember, and reciprocate. Now, when someone does something good to you, recognize, appreciate them, say
mm.
thank you. Don't say,
Right.
ah, she's not my sister. Ah, after her, she's my brother. Ah, you know, in
Oh,
fact, the one that is common, the uncles. A lot of people are so
mm,
entitled to from people that whenever their uncle is not forthcoming, oh, that uncle is a bad person. They hold you nada. Let me speak the language you
right.
understand. And owe
Yes,
you
so.
nothing. Shishi, they don't owe you. For the fact that someone is your uncle does not mean that the whole of your life should be dependent on them. Now, when they do
Right.
something to you, recognize that they have done something good. Oh, good
Mm-hmm.
afternoon, uncle. Thank you so much. I got the alert of
Mm,
5,000 you sent to me yesterday. Continue to bless you. I really appreciate you. If not for you and God in my life, where will I, appreciate them. Tell them. Don't say, I am actually grateful. But some people, when you start saying thank you now, their head will be swelling up. If their head wants to swell up, let it swell up. Let it swell
exactly.
up. Even God, our maker, requires that we say thank you. He requires our
Mm,
gratitude. If God does do something for you today and you refuse to say thank you, he will not do anything again for you because he will feel, oh, even the one I did for you yesterday, did you say thank you? So if God, who is our maker, can expect us to say thank you, can expect us to show
right.
gratitude, how much more we humans? So number one is
Mm,
recognize the wonderful things people have done for you, your wonderful teachers, say thank you, drop a thank you letter, a thank you note, a thank you text message, call them on their birthday, wish them well, just to show that you really appreciate what they're doing. That's number one. The
mm,
number two is remember. There's this adage that says that drugs are better than humans because when you do something
mm,
for dog, they will remember. They have a way of
mm,
remembering the
mm.
but humans,
Right.
if you have done 1,000 things, good things, the day you do one bad thing, that woman, you also
That's
know that
all.
woman, she's a bad person. Ah, but instead of you saying she's
Mm,
a bad person, can you just try and
mm,
sit down and
mm,
remember the good things they have done and allow that good
mm,
thing to shadow whatever bad thing they are doing presently?
mm,
That's the way to good relationship. Now, there is an exemption to that, except or maybe until, or let me say, except your life is being threatened. That
mhm,
is when I would say, oh, you can judge that person without one bad thing. For instance, if you get to know that someone is planning to kill you, or someone sent I assassin to you, or someone is conniving with other people to do something very dangerous and bad to you, except in those rare cases. If somebody has been doing good to you and they just do something, there's this same people used to say that I have forgiven you in advance. Even before you offend me, I
mm,
know you will offend me one day, but before you offend me, I have already forgiven you. So I will
mm,
not, you will offend me. There's no way you will not offend me. There is no way. So instead of me now capitalizing on that offense, I will try to look at those good things you've done and use them to cover up for those bad, for the bad thing or the few bad things you're doing. So the last one, which I would like to talk about, is reciprocate. When someone do
mm,
something good for you, always look for a way to reciprocate. Don't
mm,
just say thank you alone. Thank you alone is not enough. Now, most of the time we think, oh, I don't have money. I don't have what it takes to pay you back.
mm.
It is because you're not ready to reciprocate. If you're actually ready, you will think and check inside of you what is it you can do. Something like,
Right.
oh, I can wash your car for you every morning, sir, when you're going to office. Sir, I can help you to pick your children or man. I can be, even if you can't pay them in monetary terms, there are some
Mm,
good people who do to you that forever and ever you cannot pay them. It's just like our
right.
parents. What can you use to pay?
Mm-hmm.
Can we use to pay back our parents for all the things they have done
Nothing.
for us, the
Nothing.
sacrifices, the sleepless nights, and all of that? But that doesn't mean we will not fold our hands and say, what will I now use to pay you? Nothing now. So let me go fold my hands and just be looking. No. You have to
Mm,
look for what you can use to reciprocate. It is
mm,
not necessary it should be in cash. It can be in kind. Just look, you know, I have a lot of people come to me and say, Minta, the impact you have on my life, the things you have been doing online, I have been blessed. My life, anything, what can I do for you? Can I be helping you to create content? I will say, no, you cannot create my content for me. I'm a very meticulous person. I'm a very detailed person. You I create it now and I will not like it, you know. They will like, I want to work for you. I want to do something just to show appreciation of what you've done. That is exactly what we're talking about. Not just holding your hand. Need that thank you. No. So people around us, your boss at work, your colleague that has been so kind to you, your neighbors that always help you to remove your clothes on the wire or on the line when it's about to rain, that always help you to take care of your children. You to start thinking about what can I use, even if it is little. What can I do for this person to also show appreciation? So 3 principles of gratitude. You need to recognize the good things people have done for you. You need to remember and you need to reciprocate. You need to reciprocate. Find a way to also pay them back in your own little capacity. And that brings us to the end.
Wow. That was loaded. That was loaded. Human beings, we are usually quick to forget. We are usually quick to forget. And it's rather sad that it's that way. You know, somebody does something for you. Yeah, somebody does something for you and you forget about it. You know, like personally. Yeah. Like for me, my mother raised me in such a way that, you know, when somebody does something good for you, she would tell you, have you called Professor So? Have you called?
Yeah,
when last did you hear from Dr. So?
Even my children, when I come back from Nigeria like this, I have a lot of people drop things for them, books, cookies, biscuits, a lot. I will give them their phone, send this person's number, send a voice note. It's a norm. Send a voice note to him or her, say thank you, sir. Pray. God bless you, ma. May God keep you. Because, you know, in about 15 seconds, they are done. So it's something we should also inculcate into children as parents. They should be appreciative. They should. My youngest daughter did something. She actually has this habit of ingratitude. When you do something for her, she just feel like, what did you do for me? That is a big deal. So she did one recently, and I asked her, I asked her to go and take a notebook. I gave her like maybe 4 pages. I will never be ungrateful again. I wish I can get that book and show you. I start writing it. I will never be ungrateful. She now started writing. I started crying. You can't not say because this thing is small. You just overlook it and just say, what's it? No, you need to be grateful. No matter what people do for you, know, that's the most annoying part of our people. When you send, there's this analogy people make this day that if somebody sends 2,000 naira to you and they are earning 20,000 naira per month, that means like maybe are going to work just because of you for like 3 days or 2 days out of the month. That means today, as I am waking up, as I'm taking my bath, as I'm doing my makeup, I'm going to work because of you, because I want to pay you 2,000. So you can't just say 2,000 more, because you don't know the proportion of that 2,000 out of that person's income. So everything that anybody do for you, make sure you appreciate them, no matter how little, because you don't know the lengths they have to go to get that thing done for you.
Right. That's just true. Like absolutely true. Yes, we must be grateful for the little things. Yes, and for the big things. We must always remember that we need people in our lives. They are there for a purpose. They have fulfilled that purpose. Be grateful that they are in your life. Yes, we should never forget them. This has been an amazing discussion. Let me just say that leave us with something. Any parting words before we ask how we can get the book?
Okay, my parting word to everyone watching this afternoon is that relationship is the new currency. Cherish your relationships, value it, and invest in your relationships. A lot of people believe relationship is just relationship. You have to invest. It's just like when you put a corn in the ground, you have to put water, you have to expose the sun, you have to nurture that relationship. You have to nurture your relationship just like you're nurturing a plant. Nurturing relationship means you're going to invest your time, your money, your commitment, your energy. You're going to, once say, oh, I don't have time. Oh, I have a graduation ceremony, and you say, oh, I don't have time. Every time I want to do something, I don't have time. You have to invest your time in relationship. Money. Oh, I don't have money. I would have come to your party, but I don't have money. No, I'm not saying you should be going to parties every day, but I'm saying that there are some
Right.
things you have sacrifices you have to
Yes.
make a relationship. So my parting word to everyone listening to this, that relationship is key, relationship is crucial in our lives, and relationship is the new currency. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much, Minta. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Okay, so how can we get this? Because this book is one that I am very sure everyone needs to read. So how do we get the book?
Okay, anyone that wants to get the book should just send a DM, send a direct message to me on Messenger, or you can WhatsApp me. You can WhatsApp
Okay.
me on 081
Okay.
71 999 660. I'll take it again: 081 71 999 660. So that's my WhatsApp number. So you can send a WhatsApp message to me to get to order for your copy. I have it in hard copies like this, and I also have it in soft copies.
Oh, okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. So I'll put the WhatsApp number in the comment section after we are done with
All right.
the live session.
All right.
Yes. So thank you so much, Minta. Thank you very much for joining me on the show today. And thanks everyone for joining us. I believe you have learned one or two things. Yes, she has shared amazing stuff with us. God has created us to be relational beings, and we must cherish our relationships. We must nurture them, just like she said in her parting words. We must nurture them. We must invest in our relationships. Relationship is the new gold. Relationship is something that you must, cherish with all of your heart. You can't joke with your relationships. There are relationships that are supposed to be for the long haul. And if you don't handle them properly, you might end
I can't
up
hear you
losing.
again.
Yes, sorry, it looks like my network, I had a
I hear
glitch.
you
Can you
now.
hear me? Oh,
Yes,
okay.
I can hear you
All
now.
right. So, yes. So let's invest in our relationships. Let's try as much as possible to understand that when God places people in our lives, it's for a purpose. Don't misuse that purpose.
Yes.
Just like Miles Monroe is one of his most one of his sayings that I love so much. When the purpose of a thing is about that, I think my network is trying to cause katakata for me at the end of the show. I reject it. Okay, so basically, when God places people in our lives, let's know that they are there for a purpose. When the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. So sometimes we abuse our relationships. We don't cherish them because we do not know the purpose of that relationship. And there are relationships that look like they are not very important today, but if you preserve them, they are going to bring you so much value in future. Yes, and that's why it is necessary that we don't discard any of our relationships just out of flimsy reasons or flimsy excuses, giving
Or
flimsy excuses.
emotions.
Right, or letting our emotions take over. Yes. So that's it from us today. Thank you very much. Somebody else is joining and dropping a comment. She says our relationship is crucial. Relationship is the new currency. Yes, that's it. That just summarizes everything for us. Thanks everyone for joining. A little bit of shout out to people that dropped comments. Thank you, Hope. Thank you, Oluwatosin. Thank you, Becca. Thank you, Engineer Rabiu. Thanks for always being there. And then thank you, Anumba. God bless you all. This show holds every 2 weeks. So in another 2 weeks, I'll be bringing another wonderful author on the show. I would love to have you on the show, joining us live. Thanks for your time. And for everyone that is going to watch after now, yes, thank you. God bless you. Have a wonderful week ahead. Bye.
And you too.